Shalom, welcome to Kabbalah Academy. Today we're going up in space, okay? So words such as space, galaxies, planets, aliens, even though aliens was more a request, the word alien, we labeled it as something, but it really means an outsider. So that can be from the same planet also. Therefore, I chose to do a 17-letter word, which is extraterrestrial. But very interesting outcome, so I want to share that with you. Let's start with the word space. Needless to say, we'll go to the crown jewel, right? The Gematria and the significances of the letters to reveal the divine code within everything around you. So, space, that would be a samech for the S, a fe for the P, an aleph for the A, a kaf for the C, and an ayin for the E. So these are cycles, right? Cycles. This is, in the lower, this is 8. It's the katan value. But it's 80, which is the value of Yisod. And Yisod is, let me make a tree here for you, because Zerampin, Chesed, Gevura, Tiferes, Netzach, Hoid, Yisod. And Malchut is in the world of action, where we perceive everything now. Here's the mother, 8th day. We won't get any higher than that today, because the mother Elohim created. She saw the light, saw that it was good, decided to create with that light without Abba. Okay, this is Bereshit. We'll get to that in a little bit, and you'll see the signs thereof within all these lower creations, because the whole physical plane, everything you perceive with your eyes, it's all in here. All in here. Okay? That's why there's 7. Chesed, Gevura, Tiferes, Netzach, Hoid, Yisod, and Malchut. 7 visible planets to the eye. Okay? Should you go to other galaxies, you'll find the same kind of structures there. There's no difference. It's physical plane, physical world. This is below the rush. It's okay, we'll get there as we go. So we have here Yisod. Yisod is the Rakia. We call this the Rakia. This is where the heavens start, right? So Malchut, here start the heavens. So that is the Rakia. So if you would speak about ascending, that's the first bridge there to ascend. So the next thing is, of course, air. When we speak of space, we speak of air or variables, because the atmosphere, right, an extension thereof, another part, or even the space we are in, right? This house, this room, this space filled with air, in that matter, it works also. So this is air variables. Now I need to carrying 70. And 70 are the 70 nations, or the 7 forms, each having 10 sub-sephiros. Keter, Chochma, Bina, Chesed, Gevura, Tiferes, Netzach, Hoid, Yisod, and Malchut. 10 times 7, 70. 70 nations, 7 planets visible to the eye. Okay, so that's in there, but now it gets interesting, because the value here, 60 plus 80 is 140, plus 1, 141, plus 20, 161, plus 70 is 231. 231 gates, Re, La. Last 3 letters of Yisrael. Okay? Yes, Re, La. There are 231 gates. We're going to show you the 231 gates after the next word, because you'll see why. Okay, so What else did I find here? When we do a triangular expansion on the word space, you would get samech, samech fe, samech fe aleph, samech fe aleph kaf, samech fe aleph kaf ayin. That will give us a value of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 60 is 300. 1, 2, 3, 4 times 80 is 320. 3 aleph is 3, of course. 2 kafs is 40, so I'll put 43 to make it easy. And a 70, which gives us a total of 3, 13, put the 1 on top, 733. Another number that will pass by later on in the mirror image, but 733 for now, I can show you already, is the following. Seven plus 3 is 10, plus 3 is 13. And 13 is the value of echad. Echad meaning 1. Aleph for the keter, the crown. Chet values 8, which are Chesed, Gevura, Tiferes, Netzach, Chochma, Bina, Chesed, Gevura, Tiferes, Netzach, Hod, and Yesod. 2, 4, 6, and 8. Sefirot, and the Nukva, the Dalet, making one tree, okay? One unity there. So everything is really one, okay? Because there is no, the perception creates division, but in reality is everything one. But also hints at one tree, okay? One complete system. Even though the 7 planets show us this, and it comes to the visual perception of Sheker, okay? So let's proceed. Next word would then be planets. Yes, I'll do it here. Fe, Lamet, Aleph, Nun, Ayin, Tet, Samech. Planets. And then you'll see A plus 30 plus 1 plus 50 plus 70. 70 plus 50, 120, 121, 151, 231. Another 231 here. See? We have a double 231. So whether that's planets or space, 231, hinting at the 231 gates. So this would be a great moment to show you the 231 gates. It will also pass by in the word extraterrestrial. So here we see the 231 gates. Aleph, with every letter. These are the connections you're seeing, these lines. And every letter with Aleph. Okay? Giving us 231 gates. There we see it again. And these are the 7 royal houses of idolatry, the 7 kings that fell, spelling Satan as gets, Satan a strong spark. 7 holes in the face where the vessels shattered. So these 7 are represented also in the planets, are represented in the holes in the face, 7 oceans, 7 continents, lots of seven vertebrae of the neck, okay? So this is the Rela, 231 gates. It's the sum total of all potential, because this is each principle times each principle. This is not just information. This is living, okay? Everything you can think of is in there. So it's telling us that even though we see space and planets as outside, it is still within this closed fictive system created by Elohim, right? It's still in the system of these 7 kings that fell, right? Which is perceivable on all levels, okay? Downwards, that is. So planets, what else did I have there? So this is serpent, of course, and this is cycles. There's a lot of cycles, of course. Planets cycle each other. They have a cyclical shape also, of course, I need to say, and the value hereof is 60 and a 9. So that's 69. And 69 is Bina. Bina, house in Bina, because the house, Bina, is built on 7 pillars, 7 days under the mother. So the house is Bina, okay? What I also see is here, it's the plan of 70, or of 7, right? The plan of 7. And whose plan? Bina's plan, of course. So then we have 69 plus 231 is exactly 300. And 300 is Shin. Fire, left column, Din, judgment, right? Red, left pillar. Okay? So there's always judgment, as Elohim holds the system of Toivira. Toivira, Chesed and Gevura, good and bad. The Eitzadas, Toivira, tree of knowledge of good and bad, instead of the tree of life, that is Yashar, straight. Okay? Hashem's ways are straight. Okay, so let's proceed. These letters, plan, they are 80 plus 30, 110, plus 1, 111, plus 50, 161, okay? So this was connected to the 231. But these are 161. And 161 is the value of Soif, the end, of Yirah. Right? This is why the Greek, the philosophers and so, they already give it away. Their wisdom, they call it Sophia, which is written the same. It means the end of Yirah. Here's Yud, here's Hey. There's no more Yirah. As in, this is the lower system. It's based on the forms. It's based on human interpretation and human wisdom, knowledge. Eitzadas Toivira. Okay? So that's why we call philosophy the cup of poison. Okay? So Sof Yirah, no rush. Like a chicken without a head, we say. Okay, so that's found in there. Okay, so the next word would be galaxies. So there will be a Gimel, an Aleph, a Lamed, another Aleph, a Kuf, because the X, a Samech, is a Kuf and a Samech. Galaxy would be as such, and galaxies would have an additional E and an S. So that would be a progress of L. Questions which L? Kuf and Lamed make voice. Voice, call. Usually written with a vav in between, but the deficient call is also definitely known of. Yet the Aleph makes it have a value of 100, 1 and 30. 131. 131 is Samael. Samael. Okay? Samael is found there. We have, of course, Samech Yud, which is 70 again, because these galaxies, you will find this exact same system throughout all of the galaxies. We're going to notch up later about this. The Ein Samech is external, right? The Ein is also external, and the Samech is again cycles, round shapes, you could say also. This 70, and this is 130. Another 130, which in Kollel is Samael, make together a 200. And 200 is Samech Mem. Samech Mem. Okay? Sandalphon, Metatron. Ministering angels, Toiv, Ra, good and bad. System of judgment. Very important that it is there, because we need to be directed towards the center. Okay? Eventually, we'll leave no one behind. Okay, so let's proceed. What else did I find here? So now the sum total would be Gimel Aleph 4 plus 131, 135, 205, and 130. That is 335. So now if we write it in Portuguese or other languages from there on, you would get an additional 1 or 2, depending on the language, which would give, but we'll now just do the house, because Bina, the house, okay? Everything is house. These pillars are all 7 days under the mother. So if we add an additional 2 to the 335, that makes it within, making it a 337, okay? Housing 337, housing what? And then we'd have the mirror image of the 733, which was the outcome here of space. So it's a mirror image, space. There's tiny differences when we go to Portuguese, Spanish. Pronunciations, they come from same root words, but they have additional letters. So galaxias, right? An additional aleph, for example. In Dutch, it's even a little bit different. So there's tiny changes there, but we can simply do it with the base to house, Bina, okay? Bina, Ima, the mother. So 337 is the value of Behar, within a mountain, housing within the forms, Reish, Behar, Sinai. And Har Sinai is known in Kabbalah to be about the forms. These are the forms, right? To overcome. Whether you call that the Samael, with whom Yaakov wrestled before he was Yasharel. That's what we ought to do. Like Yaakov, wrestle the forms, overcome them, and become Yasharel in the Or Yashar. Devotion. It's devotion and discipline. That's why Sinai is worth 60, 10, 50, and another 10. That's 60, 70, 130, again, hinting at Samael. Okay? Samech Mem, Samael. Because Samael has an ordinal value of 41. This is 15. This is 13, making 28, 29, and 12 is 41. And 41 is the same ordinal value as Elohim. Okay? It shows us the outcome of the creation of the light that Elohim saw that it was good, yet created with it all these systems based upon Toiv Ra, the lower, right? The forms. Okay? So that's all found in there. Behar Sinai, the value of housed within the galaxies. Meaning to say, doesn't matter how far you go, because up, really up, when we say up to Hashem, it's just metaphorically because it's actually really inward. And everything that is visually up is still within this plane and this likeness. Okay? No matter what you find and where you find it, it will not escape this system because it's simply the physical world. So, then we'll do the word alien. That'd be interesting. Alien. Aleph, Lamet, Yud, Ein, Nun. Variables. Air or variables, right? There's a staff of authority because an alien, it really means an outsider, right? A stranger, whether that's from Pluto or from a country below, it's the same. And they have another authoritative system, like we all create them so, human beings. They have their own authoritative system, which is their staff, right? And spirit, they have a spirit and they have a soul. So again, Nefesh, Ruach. So, spirit and soul. Spirit, Nun, soul. Okay? Spirit, soul, and these are the 70, which was the collective 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sub-Sefirot having each 70 nations. Everything outside of the Or Yashar is considered 70 nations. These are your real Goyim, right? In a Kabbalistic, on a spiritual level, this is a Goy. Someone that lives according to Toiv Ra. Whether you do that through the 6 orders of the Mishnah, Metatron, or you do that in a completely atheistic, it doesn't matter. It's called nations. Okay? Yasharel, Yud, Shin, Reish. 7 days under the mother, Bina, the 8th day, real circumcision, not cutting off any limbs, parts of limbs of little children. That's horrible. We shouldn't do that. So 7 days under the mother, a fire offering on the 8th day, Bina to Hashem. Okay? That is your circumcision. That is what makes you Yashar El. The Or Yashar. Your devotion to Or Yashar Hashem Ein Sof Baruch Hu. Okay. So this alien, interesting word, not per definition from outer space. Okay, so that should be clear. We have another Yud, Ein, Nun. Nun is 50. Ein is 70. Yud is 10. 130. In Kolel, Samael. Remember I told you a ministering angel over Yetzirah is Metatron, a ministering angel over Asiya is Sandalphon. The rest is for another class, and if you want to learn that, go to yirahschool.com//Yirah. /Yirah, YIRAH. Okay, that's the place to be for real constructive teachings, solid teachings, authentic Kabbalah. The only place, especially in the Western world, where you can truly learn authentic Kabbalah, and the levels are found nowhere else. This is why Likkutei Yirah 9 is the sefer. It teaches Lashon HaKodesh. No other sefer does, and the levels are incredible. But even if you are a starter, join school. We have tiers and programs for each to its level. Okay, so what else did we have here? So these letters were 130 plus an additional 31 is 161, and we already saw it somewhere. Here, 161. 161 is the value of Soif Yud Hey, the end of Yud Hey, Yud and Hey, the end of Chochmah and Bina. Okay? So that's Sophia. Greek philosophical nonsense based upon human intellect, which is very flawed, of course. Serpent voice. Okay? Serpent voice. So that's found there also. An alien, because an alien means an outsider. It doesn't mean he has not the potential. Okay? That's a whole different story. What else do we see in the alien? Something that might hint us at other life form above us, so to say, because it has to it a permutation, namely ani, I, and al, above. I am above. I'm high, right? I'm above. I'm upon. So that's just for fun. We'll look at the real word alien in a little bit. So did I go through everything? Variables, authority, right? The system of 70, which is unescapable. The 131 here in Kollel, Samael. Same, it doesn't matter where you go, how far you go, how deep in the earth you go. Underwater life, it does not matter. And we'll go to the Aleph Mem Shin soon also to look at what that tells us about aliens and all these things and more. One more significance of the 161 could be Aleph 8, because it's 1-3, like a man, right? Like a man, because it was an alien is also anthropomorphic, right? It has the same structure. It stands on its feet. It's an intelligent life form with eyes on top of nose on top of mouth. Aleph Mem Shin. You get the drill. Okay, so let's go for the extraterrestrial. Ek. Ra. Thir. Res. Re. L. Again, we have L. Which L? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 is the value of Toiv. Good. Elohim saw the light and saw that it was good. Because clearly in Bereshit, the creation account, the planetary systems, the stars, the space, it was Elohim who created it, okay? So this is your El. And starting at Chesed, which is not for nothing called Chesed El, which is the head of the lion on the snake, okay? So again, Chesed, Gevura, Tiferes, Netzach, Hod, Yesod, Malchut, lion face, okay, so that's a serpent with a lion's head. So what were the values? I calculated it, I recalculated it, and I will just plain out give you the values. We're not going to count it. You will have to or count it yourself or believe in the fact that I recalculated it various times. So now, the Katan value for starters, that's a small. That's a 1, that's a 1, that's a 6, that's a 9, that's a 2, that's a 1, 9, 7, 2, 2, 7, 6, 9, 2, 1, 1, 3. Is 69. 69, Babina, what could say, but we are going to add the 17 letters to the value. And 69 plus 70, 17 is 86, which is the value of Elohim. That's your El that created all of this, also the extraterrestrials, okay? Next value is the ordinal value. We're going to the ordinal value. That means there's 22 letters in the Hebrew alphabet. This is the first one, so that's a 1, okay? This is the 19th, so that's a 19, and so on and so forth. That's how ordinal works. So the ordinal value, recalculated, also is 213, which includes Ruach, but that's not what we're heading at. We're heading at the plus 17, okay? We're doing that here also. Plus 17 is 230. Which is in Kollel 231. There's also a mirror. You can tzaruf these two. But 230, 1 for the unit is 231. Here we go again. Rela. Yesh. Rela. 231 gates. So the potential. Right? Potential. So even aliens could struggle their Samael and become Yisrael in the spiritual sense of the matter, okay? Anthropomorphic figures with intelligence, meaning Moach Shalita Aleph, the head above the heart, standing up in this axis, right? In the likeness of. So the potential should be there when we come to these other intelligent life forces, okay? So that's also already hidden there in this title. Now comes the, so there's no division really, this is what we're showing. There's not to be divided. Kabbalah it's not about religion, not about politics. We don't divide, we don't care about your culture, your politics, you can leave that all at the door home and come and be yashar in your ways, right? No divisions, please, please. There's been enough of that. So the Gematria was 1230. In Kabbalah, we break down this is a big Aleph. We break it down to a 1. So you get another 231. Again, 231 gates in its sum total. It was 1230, remember? But it's a 231 when we move the 1,000 to a 1, because a big aleph becomes a small aleph, okay? Now the next thing, if we add here the 17 letters, you get 1247. And if we break down the 1 again, the big aleph, to a small aleph, we get 248. And 248, if you know a little bit about Gematria, you would say the positive commandments or Avraham. Definitely true, because we're speaking about anthropomorphic beings. But it's something way more fitting also. It's namely the value of B'Tselem in the likeness of Elohim, just like us. 2 plus 90, 92, plus 30, 122 plus 40, 162 plus 40, 202, 212, 217, 247, 248. B'Tselem Elohim, made in the image of Elohim, a created thing that created all other creation that we perceive with the eye. So that's your Aleph mention, and I would now like to take a look at a certain document written by Yirah H'ari. It has a lot on the mother letters in Sefer Likkutei Yirah 9 by Yirah Hari also. But we have given the World Peace Initiative document too little attention, so I will bring you there today. But definitely go and look for Likkutei Yirah 9 on bookbaby.com and amazon.com. And if you cannot afford a physical copy, we'll provide you with a free PDF version thereof. Okay. Crown jewel. Aleph, Mem, Mem Sofit, and Shin. The mother letters from which all other letters were birthed. So here we have it, folks. It's off a PC screen, and there's a World Peace Initiative website. I'll place a link thereof, and it shows us the mother letters and how it's found in the environment, interaction with divine intelligence, environments across galaxies, the head, the body, male, female, alike, all humans, heads of animals, bodies and heads of animals. Dinosaurs throughout time, plants, trees, angels, demons, there we go, extraterrestrials. The unity of galaxies. Yirah has revealed that innumerable galaxies, planets, and environments are all according to the divine pattern. This fundamentally extraterrestrials are also according to the divine pattern. Thus what Yirah has revealed is not solely localized to our species or even planet Earth, but it's a galactic truth transcending space and time, dimension, and form. So thereby we have come to the end of this study. Shalom and many blessings.